Hello my people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peroline, and if it's the first time stopping by, you are definitely welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to leave some comments below. Be sure to turn your notification so that you don't miss out on my next video. In today's video, I am going to be talking about the worst date that I have ever gone on. Oh my god. Some men in this world, let me tell you, oh, I don't want even to think about that day, Oh, I remember, sometimes when you see a person like this, you might think that maybe the person is normal, or the person has, has got discipline. I remember it was like back in Africa, there's a man, who used to like me so much. So it's like I just tried, to give the person, because normally for me, I like people, men who are like traditionally, who has got respect, because that's one of the most important thing to my father, because I cannot take a man who's very disrespectful to my father, and say that this is the man that I see a future with, or something like that, So it's like, this man, it's like, it was back in Africa, it's like every time, this man, he used to stop me, then I said, okay, let me give this person a try and see what he's going to say, So it's like I went on a date with him. Then it's like when I went on a date with him, everything was just fine, normally, it's like we went for a date. Then he bought everything, because African men, the gentlemen, when you go on a date with them, you don't have to like spend money, they're the ones who can spoil you. It's not like here in Europe. In Europe, when you go on a date with somebody, if you're not lucky, the person might tell you that you have to pay, it's like you have to go with your card, But in Africa, it's not like that. So it's like he paid everything, And then from there, it's like, oh my God. When he started talking, I could just see that it was not a match. The way he was conducting himself, it wasn't even like making me like become excited. It's just like at the beginning, before we even started, asking each other, which country are you from, like what's your background, all those things, he started asking me, how many kids do you want in the future, all those things. Already it was a turn off for me. It's like I started scratching my head, It's like normally, it's like I'm very shy when I go on a date with somebody, because it's like I don't talk a lot. So it's like I was uncomfortable, And then it's like he was asking me, oh, how many kids do you want in the future, all those things. Then it's like in my heart already, it's like I was getting annoyed. Then it's like I was saying that, is this a date, or is this person now trying to interrogate me, So it's like I was just like smiling, pretending as if I'm enjoying the date, And then at the end, I told him that, you know what, can't we come again, another day, so that we should try to come and do some other activities, I was trying to run away from the question, because already he was already boring me. The dress code, it wasn't attractive. The way he was talking, he was not like respectful, So it's just like I told him that for now, I cannot try to answer that question, because if I try to answer you, to respond to you, I might seem as if I'm not polite, all those things. So I just respect that. Maybe we can talk about that another day, if we are still going to come on a second date. Then he agreed. The best thing that I liked about him, it's like, he was a gentleman, because like even when we went there, it's like he pulled the chair for me, and then he said, "Varsågod," in Swedish, it's like, when you go on a date, they will tell you "Varsågod," like, I like it when a man does something like that, But it's just that he was not a match with me. He was short, and then I'm short, If somebody is short and then you are short, you find that if you give birth to short kids, I'm not trying to bash those people who are short, but for me, he wasn't like my cup of tea, because for me, it's like I want like to have kids who are like average, I don't want to, if I'm short and then him also is short, I don't want something like that, So it's just like I couldn't say those things, because it's like when you see somebody like at a far distance, you can think that, oh, maybe this person is taller than me, all those. But when you meet the person in real life, you find that the person that you were thinking that maybe is tall is short, you know. So it was just like a turn off for me, you know. But I just respect him that he was like very respectful. He never became angry, because it's like normally, you know, there are some other African men, once when you tell them that, oh, I'm not interested, they'll insult you or insult your parents, you know, because some of them, you know, they cannot, and I don't know if they cannot handle this being disappointed. But I don't think that maybe it's being disappointed, because even us ladies, you know, sometimes you find that there are some men that you can be interested in, but that man, he's not interested in you. Maybe he's interested in another person. So I don't think that maybe that's it's wrong, because we all have got different cup of tea. So see you guys in my next video. I hope that you are going to enjoy watching this video. So bye guys.